All right, I just wanted to hop on here. Today is January 23rd. I planted these seeds on January 5th. So this is about 2.5 weeks and not quite 2.5 weeks to show you kind of an update. So as you can see, so my peppers, they are starting to sprout a little bit. They are sprouting pretty well. My little seedlings, they're doing pretty well. None of them look too leggy. So I feel like they're doing pretty well. Those are going to take the longest to germinate. I started these all kind of at the same time. I know the peppers grow a little bit slower than the tomatoes and other things, but I just kind of wanted to see how I could grow them. So coming over here, these look a little leggy. These are my tomatoes, the San Marzano. I'm maybe saying that wrong, but these make like really good tomato paste. These are more of a heartier tomato. So I'm excited to see, hopefully we can stop. As you can see, I added some extra lights here to try to prevent the legginess from occurring because I had this one up a little bit higher than it probably needed to be. So, and then over here is tomatillas. I am excited to plant these this year. I recently found out that tomatoes and tomatillos cannot be grown next to each other. They're kind of together right now as they are growing. However, when they're in the same compartment, they kind of steal nutrients from each other. So that explains last year, while my tomatillos did pretty well, my tomatoes did not. So hopefully that is the reason why, and we can fix it this year. So I will have those in separate raised garden beds. And then behind here, we have Craig's jalapeños. I grew these last year. These are from the Baker Creek seeds, rareseeds.com. I did these last year and they turned out amazing. I made some really good jalapeno poppers with them. We used them in several different things. Very large jalapenos, they were beautiful. Cayenne peppers, same thing, grew these last year. It's the same seeds, and they did really well for me. I'm hoping to be able to really zone in on learning how to dehydrate these and get them more seasons so I can use them throughout the year a little bit better than I did. And cherry peppers, this is my first year growing these. I got these from Mercy's as well. The cherry peppers, I'm hoping they kind of, I don't know if you guys ever eat at Jimmy John's, not that I'm trying to endorse them or anything, but their peppers on their subs are amazing, and they are kind of made with like a cherry pepper. So I'm seeing if I can hopefully maybe pickle these and see how well they turn out. And then over here, so we have some cabbage over here. They've gotten really leggy. I think I messed up a couple of reasons on this. One, this is not like a seed starting mix. This is some extra potting soil that I had. So that could also create legginess in certain seeds as they start to grow. And then also, as you can see, my lights are pretty high. So kind of made some boo-boos there. We're gonna see if we can make them up. There's a couple of smaller ones in there, so I might be able to still save some of those. I kind of pulled the leggy ones out this morning, you can see sitting there. Over here we have a couple of Everglade tomatoes. Now these are the ones that are native to Florida, so they love the humidity, they love the heat. They kind of grow like little like cherry tomatoes, kind of grape tomato size. So they're wonderful in salads. Even when my other tomatoes seem like they don't want to make it, I generally do well with these just because they are native to here, so they love the climate. And then a couple onions in there. Down here, I'm starting to see my onions are sprouting. I didn't do too well with onions last year, so these are kind of an experiment for me. I threw these on these trays to see how well I can get. I'm just gonna try my best. As you can see, there's one. I got a couple of like bulbs from last year from my garden that I kind of saved, and they're growing great already. So hopefully I'll be able to survive them. But onions are still kind of an experiment for me. And then over here we have basil starting to sprout up. I know it's kind of a lot. I'm gonna pick out the best ones when they start to get a little bit fuller and put those with my tomatoes. As well as these are marigolds. So same thing. These are starting to come up beautifully, and I will be able to plant those next to my tomatoes as well. And down here, I just started maybe about 4 or 5 days ago. Can't really see much yet. I threw some sweet potatoes and dirt. We're gonna see if we can get some little sproutings and we can have sweet potatoes. All right, so I wanted to take you out here to the garden. As you can see, we now have compost. I'm super excited. So the 8 beds that I have here, it took about 2 yards of compost to fill. So that was 2 truck beds of our standard size truck. We are still trying to figure out what we want to put where. I wanted to kind of get some cool weather crops in the ground just because I was anxious to grow something in this dirt. So this kind of first bed here, I threw some seeds down to see if I can get anything to go before the hot heat comes in, or the seeds that I have inside that I just showed you need to come out. So down here we have some cool weather crops. So I threw some seeds down about a week ago. We did have a good freeze, so honestly I didn't think any of them were gonna make it. But if you can look closely, there's some really tiny arugula starting to pop up. If I can zoom in on kind of little baby ones. I also threw down some broccoli seed. Again, it's just kind of experimenting, and some kale. And then as you can see, this is some spinach popping up. So I went ahead and labeled it so I remember what it is. Eventually I will get some leaves in here just so it can keep the moisture in, keep the ground a little bit cooler, so we can hopefully get these going a little bit longer. Also, we're going to try for some spring garlic. So I threw in some garlic pieces here around the same time. So this has been maybe week and a half. As you can see, there's one starting to sprout up. There's a few that kind of trail down this bed, and just trying to see, again, get my hands wet with what I can and can't grow. But that is the start of my 2024 garden. So over here, one other thing that I threw in the ground is some russet potatoes. These have sprouted, but then unfortunately the freeze kind of took them. So as you can see, it's just nothing but little sprouts that have kind of frozen over. I don't know if those are going to be saved. If anything does come back, great. If not, that will chalk up to the freeze. Other than that, we are patiently waiting for the spring season to happen. Usually Florida, in zone 9A, we get 1 or 2 more freezes before Easter. They happen quick, but as you can see, even though they're quick, they can still take your plants if you're not ready. So my goal here is to still try to figure out where exactly I'm planting everything, trying to find out if I'm going to place squash and cucumbers, where I'm going to put that, how I'm going to make my trellises. I still haven't figured that out. I do have some plants that will require trellising, and I want to make the best out of this area as far as where the sun comes. I don't want the trellis to impact the sun at all. So we will see where we go from there. Thank you for stopping by, and I will keep you updated. I hope you guys have a great day.